Hey, Blanca Gamer here, and I'm here with another review. This one's going to be a little bit different than what I usually do. This is more of an impression review. I guess you could call it a quick review, where I just basically play the game for a little bit, and then give a general summary and idea of what I thought of the game. Because I'm too lazy to go through the rest of the game. Now, how many of you have ever been in this position when you browse through games? You look through your game, through all the games at the store or whatever, and you see a game that catches your eye and it sparks your curiosity. So naturally, out of your curiosity, you get the game and you try it out for yourself. But then you realize that the game isn't quite exactly what you expected. And you probably would have prevented, and some research going into the game would probably have prevented you from buying the game. It's already happened to me before, and that game was called Double Dragon 5. But then I found this game, Xenosaga Episode II for the PlayStation 2. This game I found just out of nowhere, really, and it sparked my curiosity. So naturally, I went and go ahead and bought it, because from the back, it looks like an interesting science fiction RPG, kind of like Phantasy Star. And plus, it's made by Namco, who also made and/or published the Tales series and Baiten Kaitos, and among other RPGs that I actually enjoyed. So things looked promising. Xenosaga Episode 2 is actually a part of a trilogy on the PlayStation 2. I haven't played Episode 1 or 3 because, well, I only found Episode 2. You know, games like these are actually hard to come by, even in stuff like pawn shops and stuff. I got lucky with this game to find it. And also, Xenosaga is actually the next series after Xenogears from the PlayStation. And I haven't really know much about them, but I do know that they're story-heavy RPGs, and as a story writer myself, I do enjoy good stories, so this game looks promising. However, once I started to play the game, well, take a look for yourself.
So we start off with this city complex, it looks like, and people are riding and causing all sorts of shit.
Oh, so in other words, this is a futuristic version of Detroit, Michigan. What?
And the news report pans to our protagonist, who likes to fill around with his gloves a lot. His commanding officer...
That's a kind of badly portrayed character model, if you ask me. Sheesh, I have expect the guy to say,
chicken and watermelon.
So we learn that our main protagonist is named Kanan, who is a replicant or an android, apparently deprived of emotion and any voice acting talent. His mission is to go down in a mech to find out what the hell's going on down the planet, but he's also going to be joined by a co-pilot named Chaos. Yeah, real original name.
holy shit! This guy makes Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2 look masculine!
I appreciate the offer.
If you couldn't tell by now, the voice acting is very dreary.
A regular human.
Seriously, it's like the voice actors didn't even give a shit. All the voice acting is very monotone and dull, which in turn makes the story very monotone and dull sounding.
Don't worry. Roger.
So our two monotone heroes enter this giant mech and get ready for takeoff, although it sounds more like they're going to go to sleep than getting ready for a mission.
Morphine administered. Drowsy generator online. Pillows are fluffed.
So our dull heroes then fly down to the planet when they are confronted by enemy robots. Oh noes. Alright, now this is where we get to play the game, right? Okay, I guess not. Alright then, more cutscenes! So they fly around like idiots and they shoot and kill robots. And, what the? Did he actually fall asleep? Oh, I see. So, after all that, our heroes touch down onto the city streets. Now we get to play the game, right? Oh, come on!
From our objective.
I'm sick of these cutscenes.
Whoa, what the? We're actually playing the game now? Alright.
So, now that we're in our giant mech, what are we gonna do? We clear stuff out of the way by pressing the square button. Huh. Well, anyway, let's go on into
Thing to happen here.
another fucking cutscene!
Well, the problem is that the URTVs aren't merely machines.
After that thrilling cutscene, we finally get to an RPG battle! Now, the RPG battle system is quite simplistic, really. You attack with either the square or the triangle button, which do two different attacks. There's also a boosting mechanic, but it really just boils down to pressing either square or triangle to defeat enemies. Yeah, compelling, isn't it? After a couple more battles and clearing shit out of our way, we get to, you guessed it, another cutscene. Our heroes Tweedledee and Tweedledum come across a huge beam of light which seems to be broadcasting some kind of opera. They are compelled by the sound when suddenly they are attacked by more robots. They try and tell them that they're not the enemy, but all they get back is some incomprehensible raging gibberish. Oh, they must be the game testers. After that, Kaden gets affected by the light for some unknown reason, and soon our heroes are in trouble. But they get rescued by another mech. After the long-ass cutscene of them blowing the shit out of robots, they are forced to get out of their mechs because they are too damaged. But just as our mysterious man gets out of the mech... Whoa! He just sliced that thing right in half!
Impressive.
Oh, what the hell? A guy cuts a giant mech with a samurai sword, and the best you can fucking say is... impressive. What the hell is that? Hey, guess what? I just cured cancer! Impressive.
Anyway, we are introduced to Captain Jin Uzuki. Sounds like a drink. Anyway, our trio then go towards their objective, and now that they're on foot, the battle system has changed as well. Wait a minute, where's Kanan? Who cares? Anyway, the battle system is the same as the mech, except it has a few new features. For example, you can use square, triangle, or circle to do different attacks, and you can do various square and triangle attack combinations. However, in order to get more than 2 combos in an attack, you have to raise your stock. And there's also the boosting mechanic as well. This is all good and all, but it actually bogs down the battle system, as half the time you battle is building up stock so you can do more combos. So, all in all, you can really just do the regular two attack combos, and it'll take about the same amount of time as it would to build up stock and kill the enemies faster. So, the system isn't really well implemented. And so after a couple more battles, we get... yeah, you should know by now. So our trio gets to a building, but then they are confronted by some other guy with a sword. Is it just me, or does he look like he's from Street Fighter? That's probably just me. Anyway, we get to do a boss battle with him. Of course, the boss fight is a little bit anticlimactic because of the whole stocking up and boosting mechanics that is spent during the entire boss fight. But I eventually used a double attack technique, which you get by boosting your characters, and you select the menu, and he goes down. But not before our 2 swordmen have a long-ass choreographed fight. Then they Hadouken each other for some reason, and then the asshole falls down, and then Jin Buzuki downloads something into Kane and then pisses off. Then our duo is confronted by a dark cloud and passes out. And then we get a little screen here that indicates the end of the chapter, I believe. So yeah, I think I'm going to stop here.
This game is horrible. It's an insult to gaming. There's no game to it. I mean, in the first hour of the game, I had maybe 4 battles and 1 boss fight? I mean, what the fuck? It's just... the story is derivative and boring. The overall gameplay is just not fun. I mean, granted, I heard the episodes 1 and 3 are better. But even the fans of this series absolutely despise Episode 2 for a very good reason, and I discovered that on my own. So, screw this game. That's all I have to say. Well, this is the Blonde Guy Gamer. Thank you for watching my review.